The Singletary Center for the Arts is announcing its 2024-2025 performance season, which begins pretty quickly, September 25th. That's coming up.
Right. So today we are joined by Director Matthew Gibbson to tell us more about this season. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
What can we expect from the season?
We are about to embark on just a fantastic season of performances at the Singletary Center. I'm so excited.
Okay.
It's going to be like 300 events.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Between like starting this month before UK lets out in May. It's just a packed year full of all kinds of great orchestra concerts and jazz and choirs and bands and dance and poetry and just all sorts of things.
How do you all prepare for all of this, and when do you start preparing?
We're really like kind of planning things on a perpetual cycle.
Okay.
We have lots of activity from the UK School of Music that has these tremendous performance ensembles, but we're also tied in with lots of performance groups from the community, like the Lexington Philharmonic and
amazing.
The Bluegrass Youth Ballet and Central Kentucky Youth Orchestras. But we also program our own season, where we are sort of like looking at what's not happening in Lexington, what kind of performances are people looking for that they're not finding at other venues. And so then I collect performers literally from all over the world and bring them to Lexington to the Singletary Center, and that's our performance season.
So in September, what's the first thing that's going to kick off?
Yeah, you got to start with a bang, right?
We are.
Yay.
We are. September 25th. It's a Wednesday night. It's poet Aja Monet is coming.
Okay.
So she's
Here she is.
She's a poet. She's this really charismatic person, and when she comes to perform, she brings a 4-piece jazz band with her. Ooh. And so it's different than like seeing a jazz singer with the band, because she's up there like doing her poetry, but with this fantastic musical accompaniment. Cool. It's this great synthesis of like words and lyrics and music, and so that's where we're kicking off. I got to see her this past year. She's just totally charismatic. She like captures the stage.
I bet.
And so we are starting off really strong.
I've never even heard of that.
Wow.
With like having a band behind her and doing poetry with that. Wow. That's a whole experience, it sounds like.
It is, yeah. It's something totally different. And then we're following that in October, bringing this musicologist to talk about the recording and making of Pink Floyd's album Dark Side of the Moon. Okay. So it's this guy, Scott Fryman. He does this deconstructing Dark Side of the Moon, where he talks about how the album was recorded and like all the cultural environment that it was made in. And we're doing that to prepare for this concert in January, where Lexington Philharmonic is doing the music of Pink Floyd, where they're like bringing in a rock band on stage with the full orchestra.
That is cool.
Laser light show. Wow. And so we're going to be like talking about that music in October in this fun, like educational way, and then like presenting Pink Floyd's music. Probably the first time Pink Floyd's ever played in the Singletary Center Concert Hall.
Yeah.
But we're like pushing in all these like new, exciting directions and doing things that we've never done on campus before.
That's really cool. So what about tickets for this first one? I'm assuming they're already on sale, or maybe not yet, but will be very soon.
They are on sale.
How can we get them?
Singletarycenter.com.
Easy as pie.
Yeah,
so
and then you
easy.
can find all the other performances for the whole season, right, on there?
That's right. Yeah, we're doing like lots of world music performances, like literally bringing people in. In the fall, we have performers like from Mongolia. In the spring, from France and Canada and Belgium. But we're also bringing in a group from Japan called Kodo.
Is that who we're watching? Yeah, oh, it is.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Kodo is traditional drumming from Japan. They bring in like these gigantic drums, and they don't use like normal drumsticks. They're like these big mallets that almost look like logs. It's like this hugely athletic performance.
Yeah, that's an arm workout right there. Wow.
Yeah, and that's just going to be
really cool.
a total spectacle. We're partnering with Green Room Exchange, which is a cultural nonprofit here in town that focuses on world music and these kind of like cultural exchanges. Yeah. So the Kodo performance is going to be in March, but just all kinds of things throughout the whole year.
Wow, so much fun happening there.
Absolutely. So you have to go to the SingletaryCenter.com to find all of that information. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We love to hear all about what you all are offering this season.
Yeah, way to go with that, with finding all those artists and performers, and wow, what a cool lineup.
Shows?
Yeah, amazing. Good deal.